You might be working on an SEO campaign very recently, or you're managing the account for the last 6 months or 12 months, but still not able to rank it. I'll let you know how exactly and what exact issue that you might be creating. Hi everyone, this is Manpreet again, and today we are going to cover about the SEO concepts that has been changed into 2026 and how we can rank a website specifically for AI and GEO searches. Now, if we talk about 2026 or the coming year 2027, people have different concepts. They might have said that it's not a pace of SEO. SEO is now GEO, SEO is now AIO or something. But the real thing is the foundational part remain always same. And that is the thing that most of the people forget. They just try to keep up and try new strategies for their business, what exactly things can work for the client campaign. But they forget about the foundational part, the traditional part that has already worked for the last couple of years. And here we have come with a real example of a client campaign that we are managing right now, and what exact things that we noticed during the campaign while working with them, and what exact protocols solutions we have prepared on our end just to be in wise, just to be relevant, and just to keep the website into coming up into search results. Now, firstly, we need to understand here what exact problems that we are trying to get solved. If we take an example, at New Found Agency, we help clients moreover into the local space. It can be a dental company, it can be a plumbing company, it can be a gym, or maybe a HVAC concept. So this is the type of campaigns that we mostly work with, and right now we are working with 25 plus clients all across the United States and Canada. Now, the thing to understand here is that your ultimate goal is not just to rank a website on the top of the Google. You can do it for the keywords that can be having zero search volume. But the real thing for which client has hired you or what they're expecting at least from you would be, it can be direction request, it can be the number of calls, it can be more number of form fill up. Other than that, ranking on the top is surely never be a priority and never be an ultimate goal. It need to be converted for the leads that we are receiving at the website, and that is something that we mostly forget. We just try to analyze and list of 25, 30, 35 keywords, what exactly things we can rank it for, but we forget the foundational part, that ultimate goal is to receive output out of it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, after ChatGPT, Gemini, or let's say if we talk about N8N, Cloud AI, things has really transformed. It's now just a prompt away that our entire workflow, our entire strategy for the coming 6 months and entire year can be created. If you're receiving a lead on your end, it's very easy for you to just prepare a note, create a prompt out of it, collect the business details, and you can just pick the client about the services, about the execution plan, how it will looks like. But the real thing here is about the implementation part. Now for the implementation, we need to make sure that apart from the normal Google searches, because initially our user goes on the Google search that we generally do today as well, but along with that, LLM models have get into the concept where people spend their time into it to understand about the result, what the top companies looks like within their location, and what exact company they should pick based upon the requirements, what benefits they will cost, what are the costs they will be having if they get with them. That is something that is the real-time solution for today that we needed to solve. And for that client specifically, I have prepared a document that we have recently started implementing to a campaign. We are still in the process, but it's a good to go. It's a kind of good strategy, and it would be surely helpful. So let me go ahead and share my screen so you'll be aware about what exactly it looks like. So here we are at a real campaign, a real client concern, and real thing where we are working on. This is the client. Let me open his website for you. So this is the company where we are working on, and we are trying to help them with optimizing their website for the to show up into the AI result. Now I'll let you know what exactly we have solved while working with them. Firstly, we process with the basic things like performing an audit at Streaming Frog, identifying what kind of page speed errors they are receiving, then identifying what kind of schema errors or markups that are not available at the website. These are all the basic elements that we mostly do, and we are already aware about it that this is something that we needed to perform while working on the campaign. That's the first thing. The other thing we did for them is we created an entire document, and this is what it looks like. Now here the concept of the client was to show up into the AIO. For that, I had a discussion with the client. I represent them that citation is something that we can do since it's a local campaign. But the client concern is that Manpreet, We don't want to create citations, otherwise we will be receiving pushy emails, we will be receiving some marketer calls, and that's a reality, we can't deny it. Yes, that's a real cost, that's a real thing that a user will always face. But the thing here is about the EEAT concept as well, where we need to work upon the the overall engagement that we are receiving, the overall authority we have, and overall trust value we have at the website. Now we are talking about the trust part, and trust can be received if you have the listing on platform something like Google Business Profile, Facebook, Yelp. Here we attach all the listings that are already available at the website, like that is already graded, for example at Home Advisor, but not on the rest of the platform. Here we can go ahead and can make sure that our basic details like name, address, phone number, service description, and overall about us of the business services that you provide will be mentioned about it. That's the first thing that we can do. Now the second thing we can work around will be to work upon creating citation worthy content. Now when it's come to the word like citations, we need to make sure that it's including the main services that you provide, and it should be including the list of service area that you serve. Here we have specifically mentioned about the list of pages that can be added. For example, at the website we already have home page, we already have service page created, we have about us, booking, contact. But it would be helpful for us if we, let's say, work upon the content part, maybe the blog section. We can work around it and can work upon creating blogs, something like how much does drywall repair cost in New York, let's say, cost of building a garage in New York, roof replacement cost guide, and then we can put out location. And firstly, for the list of keywords, you can surely have it analyzed with the help of Screaming Frog or Ashley, whatever tool that you prefer to use, so we can get it used. But ultimately, we are pitching here our primary category, primary service, and at the same time, we are trying to pitch here our main city as well. So this way, we are able to target two keywords. Firstly, the keyword with a good search volume, it can be this, and firstly a long tail keyword where the search volume will be down but the chances to get on the top would be really higher. That's something that we can do. Then what we propose to them, to the client, is that we can create a direct answer, we can create a clear breakdown, what the steps of our services looks like, how the entire process will looks along, and then we can work upon creating the FAQs part as well. That will help answer all the questions that people are already asking for person in the details. For example, if I go ahead and look for a keyword like this, we already receiving a couple of listings, like in this case engage showing up at the top, which means they already create a lot of listings, and if we don't have it created already at a platform like this, surely we will be missing out a lot of opportunity. Now the second part is about the FAQs. If we put out a question like this, here we have people also ask section where people are asking for similar type of questions into the Google search. Again, we are trying to answer them with the help of a FAQ part, and the chances to get into a search like this will be again very potential. Here we have the angle list, but let's see if we get a particular company or not. Here it is. That same thing that we are trying to implement with the help of it. Then we have the schema markups. I'll show you what schema file of this client looks like. I was just working on it. Schema. Let me open it. Wait. Here it is. While working on the schema one, there was something that we analyzed, that we identified. Firstly, here are all the schema files that we created. While we perform a test of them, this is the result we receive. They just have the local business schema, they just have the website schema. Now we are trying to add that we already did, we have updated the local business schema, we added a review snippet, we added organization schema, and we created FAQ schema for all of these three location pages, like the service pages that client has already updated. So this way, let's say if any person looking for a damage restoration, let's say, along with the information, they will also receive a FAQ part where we have already tried to answer about the people queries that they might have in their mind that they would like to ask from us. So that's something that you can do. Rest part is basic schema that should be there at all of the pages. So yeah, and then the other recommendation we comes up with to create a location plus service page. Now if we come here at the website, here in this case you can see here about all the service area that we are working on, right? So for that specifically, we can go ahead and can look for the similar type of services, and we can see what particular demand they have into a location like this. We can just get it analyzed with the help of Screaming Frog or HRS, and we can have all the information with us available. and that's something that we recommended here as well. Otherwise, if you don't have the time, if the client don't have the budget, the ultimate win can be you can just optimize all these pages for the main page. Let's say in our case it can be New York, and we can just get it implement. So yeah, then here in this you can also do one thing, like for this client we have created a gallery part where we have before and after examples, but if you can do it, if you can attach it into your service page as well, still it would be good to go, because ultimately you are working on authority as well as trustability. For the trust level you have already prepared the schema, for the trust you have already created the local listings. Just to work upon the authority part, we can have the before after images, so client will see it as relevancy. Now one more thing is about the reviews. Make sure that you are putting out good number of reviews firstly at your Google business profile, but other than that you can also make sure that for the optimization level reviews is being done like on a constant way, and you are trying to answer each and every people queries within the answer. And rest of all, apart from the Google reviews, you can work upon all these platforms. You can ask your customer to put out a review over there, and try to be genuine. Don't try to just put out a fake review just for the sake of getting the client, getting the lead, but try to work upon adding a relevant review out of it. Then it would be beneficial if you can put out a license number at the website. And we did the same for one of the client campaign we are managing, which is a plumbing company based in Panama City. What we have done for them is we added a license number at their website. Here it is. So that's again something that you can do, and we have it is in process to show up. For the rest of the information, you can either show up into the about us section, you can represent it into the home page, you can try to answer it into your Google business profile, and yeah, again it would be good to go. Now the next point is to feed AI with the visual consent. Here we already covered the before and after project galleries. Alt tag is something that you can create, and nowadays it's very easy. You just need to use your like ChatGPT, or there are a lot of plugins that you will receive on the Google through which you can create a alt text. And yes, the main point here I would like to mention will be about the backlinks. As I mentioned before, I had a discussion with the client, I had a discussion with the agency, and they did mention that they are having a lot of issues when it comes to building citations for the clients. They started receiving a lot of spam calls, spam emails. So as a solution, the best thing that you can do is you can reach out to local news sites. There are a lot of vendors you will find at the LinkedIn, or you can just ping me and I'll help you with the query about it. You can try to cover up local blogs that you will identify. It's very easy. Again, you just put out a query like this, and there will be a lot of blog posts that you will receive out of it. So we can just again go ahead and can work around it. For example, Homeblue Contractor network. We will see if that's a company or if it's a networking platform, and we can just work around it. And yeah, if you can join some local events like Chamber of Commerce or BMI classes, so again that would be a good to go. And then here we have a point of brand narrative, brand strategy. You can just provide about the information about the legacy that you contain. Otherwise you can just simply skip it, but I would say it would be good if you can just try to work around these areas. And here we have the AI triggering pages. You will see that it's an AI kind of report generated, but it's not. It's a well optimized report that we have generated with the help of right prompt, right information, and right requirement of the client that we have in this case. If you need that prompt, feel free to ask me. I'll send you in the DM. And best, here we have the AI trigger pages. It's moreover, I would say, where you clearly mention to the ChatGPT that this is the service that you are proficient with, and this is the area that you serve. If you work on it, it would be helpful. It would never be a questionary thing for the AI. And just make sure that your foundation is strong, your page speed is okay, your schema are all updated, you are having no error at the website, you are not using any AI content at the website. Just make sure about all these areas, and everything would be good to great. So things can be very new. Like apart from the traditional SEO, what exact activities you can put it together to make sure that you're having the right output out of it. Just make sure that you're having the right execution taken place. Plus you are working on a workflow where you're able to track each and everything down the line that you're working on implementing. And I'll also say one more thing, that always make sure that you're having a final approval from the client before making any changes. And if you can update them on a weekly basis with the help of Monday, Tuesday calls, so that would be even helpful. Or just try to shoot them an email about the requirements, about the concepts, about the updates that you have for them, and they would really appreciate it. If you still have any question around the AIO concept of the website, since it was more related to the local campaign, feel free to ask me and I would love to answer your questions. Thank you again. This is Manpreet. You can follow me, and we keep on posting such type of videos in the future. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.